dick be the love potion. The word that was never said. In the Bible, you over there. Landry in the bed, spitting game, just chicken and bread, kicking the legs in the air like a man. Man too, after birds on the sand crew. That is some pimp type shit that be over ain't paying you. With a gray and blue, give a hole in the holiday.
It's your boy Pop from Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, Spotify Premium on a fabulous Friday, checking in. Show all about awareness, empowerment, education, and culture at the Midwest, where we sauce it up with weekly baddies of the week, special guests, and upcoming local hot talent. With me today on a Friday morning, man, I got a special guest representing Chicago, but we gonna get to where he's from and all that. His name is Rawle Stewart, better known as Man Big Rawle. Been in the industry for a while, personally, that I know. Does a lot of work with Twista. I don't want to give him his exact title. I'll let him do that himself. I think he's his manager. You know what I'm saying? From what I know,
yeah.
He's been his manager for a long time. But, you know, titles change and things like that. So I'm going to let him give you all that. The reason I wanted to bring Rawle up here today, before I thank him and salute him for all the wonderful work and contributions that he's done, not only for the city of Chicago, and I'm sure the contribution he's given Twista's career, but a lot of, you know, Chicago talent and upcoming young talent that I've always witnessed and seen myself. Rawle give guys the game and the time and the education. And he's not one of them flashy managers that you see on social media giving you the wrong message. He actually wakes up and gives you a positive motivational message when he does get on the media. And he's a solid dude. Let's make some noise, man, for Big Rawle.
I appreciate that.
In the building today. What's up, Rawle? How
What's
you
up,
doing,
man?
my brother?
Good. I'm good.
Good morning.
Hey, no use to complaining otherwise. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's moving forward.
Yeah, I see that, man. I see a lot of prosperity. I see the whole team, you know, from Beadz and Type Mike and everybody. DJ Mustafa, I know he's always rocking with y'all too.
Right.
I see all you guys always doing something positive during the pandemic. It was great to see you guys all involved in something else, even if it had nothing to do with music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
keep busy.
I think the pandemic really just, if you really wasn't a hustler, a true hustler, you would have sunk. So I think in this pandemic, it really showed people's true, you know, hustle, true grind, and true motivation. So like if you seeing people still doing what they're doing, or if you still see people doing more than what they was doing, then that really shows you the grind and the hustle was real. So, you know, even with me, like, you know, in the beginning when we was, you know, doing shows and when the pandemic hit, you know what I'm saying, and show money started to slow up, then we had to jump into our other endeavors. So like, you know, with Twista, he jumped into his concealed gun carry teaching classes. And then I jumped into real estate. And, you know what I'm saying? You know, Beadz continued to do music and do trucking. And Mustafa, he continued to do music and other things. It just shows you just, you know, how dedicated we are to the hustle and to the grind. So it really just never stops.
How long have you been doing it's not, you know, the other stuff that you do in business, but just involved with the industry, Rawle?
I mean, I've been involved in the industry since probably my days of college, like in 91, 92. So Alcorn State University out of Lawrence, Mississippi. So it's like I've been doing music since then when I was DJing. And then when I started DJing, then when I left college, that's when I started to do street promotion. And then from street promotion, then I started to promote shows. And then from promoting shows, that's when I linked up with Twista. And then from management, on the management side, I've been managing Twista since like 2003. So that's like a little over 17 years. Yeah, about 17, 18 years now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now there's well, let me stay on topic. Now, are you originally from New York?
Yeah, Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn,
Brooklyn, huh?
Kings County. Yeah, Kings County Hospital. But then I only stayed there for like 2 years. And then I moved to Chicago. My parents moved to Chicago. Um,
I
and
got the same
and
story.
we stayed here. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I,
My
I,
parents, yeah.
I was born in Brooklyn. Mom and them left to Chicago at 3 years old. Yeah, dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, your roots. So your roots really don't go back. So your whole DJing and all that was the shy, huh,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah. All that was a shot. Yeah.
Okay.
Because when I started DJing, I was mainly DJing for the college radio station. I started off as a radio host for the local college radio station. Then I got the opportunity to DJ a little bit because the DJ didn't come in, so I started to DJ. And when I was DJing a lot of the Chicago records, a lot of the records that the down south people was loving. Then the local club that was near the college, they wanted me to come DJ some nights. So then I started DJing for them. Yeah, so that's how that went.
Raw, you're a very respected individual in the game of hip hop. You've personally have worked with some of the best, some of the hottest from Cardi B, and Twista himself is a pioneer and a one of a kind goat. There's no
Mm-hmm.
at all taking Twista in this whole you know, in the years of, your 2 decades of experience that you down here got in this thing, why is it so essential nowadays to have a person like Rawle on your team or a manager that's doing because I know you play a big role, man. Sometimes you gotta be the father of the group, the big brother of the group. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one question I'm gonna ask you.
I mean, sometimes, in order for artists to really get the full potential of their gift, they need the time, they need the space. And as a manager, you give them that time and that space. And at the same time, you're taking care of their business. So whatever distractions, whatever business that needs to be handled, you're handling it for them so that they can continue to be creative and they can continue to push the limits and they can continue to be the best that they are in their craft. Because a lot of times, some of these artists, they still got to live life. They still got to pay bills. They still got to make sure that they're being attentive to the light bill, water bill, cable bill. They also got to be attentive to studio time. They also got to be attentive to how they're going to be bringing their money, all these things. And all these things can be a distracting to artists. And it can, a lot of times, derail them from their gift of where they're trying to go. So as a manager, a good manager, I should say, a good manager kind of takes care of their needs, so to say, make sure that everything that they need to be handled is being handled attentively, so that it's not just um, 8 hours of music and then the other, time dealing with life's ups and downs and life's, financial struggles. It's about dedicating as much time to the music as possible and then sitting down with your manager and going over, what needs to be handled, what's more important, what's less important, and what direction are we going in, and is it the right direction so that an artist can keep doing what he's doing.
As a manager, do you have like I'm sure like every artist has their own sauce. I'm sure you have, you said you work with street teams and of course you work with
Mm-hmm.
DJs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure you have different methods of release and techniques to releasing projects when it's time to release a project. You know, making engagements for the artist. How does a person like you, man, take an artist serious? What are the qualifications that an artist needs to have for you or another professional manager in the game to even consider working with an individual that's trying to come up?
I mean, it's really a numbers game these days, which is kind of, you know, it's kind of messed up because I know a lot of talented people out there, but they don't have the numbers. But when you're talking about investing money into a person, the numbers has got to be there. It's just like any investment. I always use the analogy that you wouldn't give a stranger your life savings on the street, or you wouldn't give a life. Well, I'll put it to you like this: you wouldn't give a stranger your paycheck unless that stranger had a certified Rolex that he was giving to you that was way more than what your paycheck was worth. And I say that to say that when someone or a company is investing their time and money into you, there has to be value in that investment. And the only solid time that we as, managers or record label distributors or record labels can really secure our investment back is to know that the numbers that come with you are solid. So like, a lot of times these artists, they go back and forth, putting out, because a creative is a creative. An artist is going to put out what they want, how they want, when they want. A lot of times the labels and the distributors and the managers, we can benefit from it when we see the opportunity to benefit from it on the financial side, but ultimately it's the artist's choice to move how they move. When you have that type of equation, it's a person that's investing in you can only invest in you knowing that the numbers are going to come back. It wouldn't benefit my time or financially. It wouldn't benefit my financially or my time to invest in somebody not knowing if I would ever get the time back or the money back. Now, if that person has a solid track record of putting out music and coming with a return, putting out music, coming out with a return, or doing something in the music world and coming back with a return, then that would be something of interest. That would be something that I wouldn't mind investing my time and my money into, because I know in the long run I'm going to get it back. So I try to explain to artists all the time, like, you need to set your shit up so that your numbers is on point and your audience of who is liking your music is continuing to rise. Because when somebody come holler at you, it's not going to be because they like you. It's going to be because they saw your numbers, they heard your music. Everything is moving in the numbers, in a way where the numbers are making sense. And that's what artists got to do. They got to really focus and build up their social media. They got to build up their brand. They got to build up their numbers so that anybody that's really doing something in this game, when they come to the table, it's going to be beneficial for them as well as the person that's coming to the table.
I like the way you really broke that down in a way that it wasn't discouraging to the artist. It don't mean we ain't gonna fuck with you yet, or ain't none of us gonna fuck with you yet. But at the same time, it's you letting them know, hey, look, you gotta show us you working, and you got the balls already, and you done did the leg work, and you already making money. So okay, we can make money with you. Correct?
Yeah, it ain't never. Yeah, I never tell an artist. It's never that I wouldn't work with you. It's about working with you at the right time. Yes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these artists think that managers or labels or distributors won't fuck with them because of the music, or because they can't make sense of it, or they don't understand. It's not that we don't understand. It's not that we don't want to fuck. It's not that we don't want to fuck with you. It's about working with you at the right time. I don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste my time. I want to get you results. I want to, when I mess with you, I want you to see the results. The only way you can see the results if there is something there to work with. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes these artists don't understand. It's not about It's not about we not want to fuck with you. It's got to make sense. And when it does make sense, then you'll understand and say, okay, I see what he was talking about. Because you got to have a fan base. You got to have numbers. You got to have a working base. You know, nobody comes into a situation with empty hands. Everybody comes to the table with value. As a manager, as a label, as a distributor, you're fucking with them because they have value and they have something that can push you to where you need to go. And the same is vice versa. If I'm going to mess with an artist or someone, the value has got to be there to the point to say, you know what? I know with my resources or my connections, I can flip this 2-3 times more because I got something to work with. And that's what I tell artists, like, you know, don't look at it in a negative way. Just look at it in a positive way to say, you know what? I got to put in some more work. I got to put in some more time. I got some work to do. Exactly.
A prime example, man, of that I kind of wanted to use right after that to piggyback is a Beadz Jones. You know, Beadz, man. I watched Beadz come from, like, you know, 4 years ago when he was doing the college shows and had, you know, his run growing from his first video. And so let's just, you know, could you like break down, look, we seen Beadz grinding and, you know, we chose, you know, I think Beadz is a great candidate and example of one of the hardest working artists in the game coming out of Chicago right now, you know?
Yeah, he is. He's a perfect poster child of never give up on your dreams. It doesn't matter what's going on, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's, you know, this is the trend that's going on, or you know, the budget money's not there, or you know, we gotta change up. He's always stayed consistent to what he feels is going to make him a star, and that's what it's all about. You're telling your story, you're telling your perspective, you're telling the world, you know, who I am as an artist. And Beadz has always stayed consistent on that message, you know, whether it's, you know, being on stage with Twista in front of, you know, 10,000 plus people, or being in a club in front of, you know, 25, 30 people. He's always given the same energy. The energy's always been consistent, and he's always pushed his message to the world that he's going to be a star. And when you got that type of energy and that type of motivation, you know, you either going to accept it or you're going to move out the way.
Salute to Beadz, man. Everything he got coming. He just dropped a project. You guys need to go check Beadz out. What's the name of the new project, Rawle?
Yeah, he just dropped a new project. Man, he dropped so much music at one time. I know he had one called Phone Them. I think that was it. I think that's it. Let me say Beadz.
Phone Them.
Yeah,
that's it.
Phone Them, right?
Go check out Beadz. Phone Them. Follow him. VIP Beadz on Instagram. Rawle is, while I'm dropping Instagrams, Rawle's Instagram is We Got Lyrics on Instagram. Rawle, what you guys, can I get it first? It's opening back up. It's stuff starting to get loose. What we got coming up this year with T?
You said who got this year with T? Right now.
What we got coming up?
Right now, he's working with Rawle. Rawle, new artist called Rawle. Him and Rawle, Twista and Rawle's coming out with a new joint EP. That'll be coming out in the next couple of months. Then later on this year, Twista and Buddha Bless This Beat, they're working on a new EP. And then either at the end of the year or the top of the year, Twista will be dropping a new album. And you'll see some nice surprise artists on there. I really don't want to say, but he got some nice guest artists on there. And then you know, just continuing on with the brand, continuing to push, and just really dive into the gun safety world with his conceal and carry, and you know, just get the word out. Yeah.
I got a question, man. I think myself and a lot of Chicagoans want to know, I think more than just Chicagoans,
Mm-hmm.
was Twista contacted for the Versus Challenge by Swiss Beats and Timberland and them people?
Nah, he wasn't. Nah, he wasn't.
Okay.
Nah.
You know, a lot of people wanted to see Twista and Busta, man.
And Busta.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, they got, you know, Swiss and Timbaland, from which Twista's worked with both of them in his career. They have a way of picking who they want on that show. So it's a lot of it is strategic. A lot of it is, you know, their circle of people that they know. So, you know, I know the campaign of Twista versus Busta was really, really jumping out there, but it just never happened because we never got a call. So, you know, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen.
I thank you, man, for coming through and blessing us, giving the people some game, man, you know, and being humble and always being, you know, a real positive force for the culture. You know, we got culture vultures, we got culture vulture shows. You've been a down in this thing, man. I salute you, bro.
I salute you, man. I mean, your consistency as well has been consistent in this game. You know what I'm saying? I've watched you consistently grow and do your thing, whether it was on the artist side, whether it was behind the scenes, and now with it being, you know, radio and podcast, it just shows elevation. And I tell people all the time, man, during this pandemic and during the times that we live in, if you are consistently rising or you are consistently doing the things that you love to do, you got to be doing something right. So I really salute and respect people like yourself, because I know in this game, the lifespan is very short. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. I always respected Cole, who you see at the bottom, respect them because you might see them at the top going up. So I always respect people that stay consistent in doing what they love to do. And again, I respect you because I know the grind. I've seen your hustle, whether it was here in Chicago or whether it was in Austin, Texas. I've seen it. So I salute you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, Rawle. Anybody interested in, you know, consulting a consultant with you, maybe a project with Twista, a show, how can they get at you, Rawle?
They can get us at booktwister@gmail.com, or they can hit me on the Instagram. We got lyrics, WEGOTLYRICS. So we always here. Yeah, we always here. I'm willing to, you know, you don't need to be a client or need to know me like that. If you got a question about the music game or anything, just give me a call. I've answered people's calls in the middle of the night from early in the mornings. So if it's a question to be asked, I got to answer.
That's what grinders do, right? 24 hours.
Yeah.
On the clock.
Yeah, man. We don't sleep. Yeah, we don't sleep.
Salute, Rawle. It's another fabulous Friday, man, here on Pop Radio Worldwide, iHeartRadio, Spotify Premium, brought to you by your boy Prince of Pain. Make sure you're connected with our sponsors, man. Them great mentors at Street Level Youth Media. I'm Ashland with Bansier, still getting them kids after school programs, showing them everything about Pro Tools, the cameras, privately owned after school programs, Street Level Youth Media. Go rock with Duke or Lisa, ask them any questions and concerns. If you would like to get your kids off the street, man, involved in some programs. Chicago Lead Alliance. It's been another week, man. We'll get at you.